Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Divisional Round NAGA broadcast. My name is Reed Option, and here we have the Sacramento Express heading into Albuquerque to take on the River Monsters here in the GFC conference. Last week, the Sacramento Express kicked the snot out of the Minnesota Gorgons, and the River Monsters, the 2 seed, bested the Iowa Storm at home. But here we have, even though they're at home once again, Albuquerque only has a 12% shot according to our next-gen analytics. Only Danny believes in them of these 4 experts. Sacramento, the heavy favorite, being the away team here today. It's a fine Saturday afternoon / evening. It always gets so dark early this time of year, heading into the holiday season. Sure, many of you have been wrapping up your Christmas presents in a very similar color to what the field looks like here in Albuquerque as Clifford kicks it off. And that'll be a touchback. No injuries today for Sacramento. Really healthy lineup. Stokes, Winters, Bowman West, Whitaker, and Schlosser on the field along their starting 5 offensive line. Stokes dropping back on first down, sacked. Loss of 8. Darrell Robinson, all-star inductee, all-star nominee. We have the all-star game rosters. I know that game will be coming up here. A lot of all-stars on this Albuquerque defense, similar to this Sacramento team. Stokes gaining 5 yards on the QB draw. Third and long, Stokes going for it all. Malcolm Braxton, and he is going the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Malcolm Braxton on a crucial third down early in the game. Didn't go 3 and out, but instead they'll put up 6. And Braun, the all-star kicker this year, with the extra point. And what an electric start to what is going to be an exciting game between these 2 red and yellow teams. The Battle of McDonald's. This offense, you'll see they are missing a key piece. B.J. Austin, they are still missing Christopher Wayland as well, although they are celebrating the return of their right guard this week. Great catch by Tavares Blackstone. Left guard. Grant Steffen has returned. Austin will be back next week if he is healthy. Not if he is healthy. He will be back next week regardless if these guys are still playing. And they will face the winner of the Tucson-Virginia Beach matchup, which that one is sure to be an exciting one. I believe that one comes up next here at 7 o'clock Eastern. Hadley on second down, picked off Wilkerson, and he'll head towards the sideline. He's being chased down, tackled by number 8. Who was that just ran him down? Was that Keontae Porter? No, Porter has a number in the 20s. Who was that? Hey, yo. Go. Who just flagged him down? That was Trevin Davenport. Great heads-up play and tackle by Trevin Davenport. Leggett, the midseason acquisition from Louisville, putting up that first down. And Sacramento just coming out swinging, not even halfway through the first. And they are knocking on the door of 2 touchdowns. They're inside the red zone already. Their first red zone possession on this very red field. Very literal red zone. Isaiah Stokes dropping back 2nd and 9. Plenty of time in the pocket. Powell, touchdown. One of the 2 Powell brothers, Jordan Powell, his brother Jaden, drafted alongside him, 2 drafts ago? One seeing a little bit more success as Vancouver is not in the playoffs. 14-0, 2 passing touchdowns already for Isaiah Stokes, and this might be a similar story to what happened when Sacramento played Minnesota last week. Minnesota not looking like they were the team they've been all season. Sacramento getting a second wind here in the playoffs. I mean, let's look at their season. I mean, Albuquerque's the 2 seed. Sacramento finished with a worse record. Lonnie Reed, all-star wide receiver, getting 3 yards on that play. 3rd and 2. Yeah, Sacramento finished the season 7-5. 12th best passing offense, 15th best rushing offense, 3rd best passing defense, and we're seeing that today. Nadeau, veteran tight end, with the first down, 13-yard gain there. Yeah, no Wayland, no B.J. Austin. Doing their best with what they've got. Jimmy Lamb with the tackle for loss there. Keontae Porter, young running back for this Albuquerque squad. Tackle for loss 2 plays in a row. Sean Tucker, the former Virginia Beach Mariner. A lot of pieces. We got the Avengers here for Sacramento. Mustard tackles Ketchup, but not before Ketchup gets a first down, 25-yard gain. Hadley 4 for 5 with 1 interception. Sean Connery impression there. Hadley hand off to Porter to the outside. Porter breaking a tackle. Got some yards after contact. Gain of 18 after it was all said and done. It's like Deontay Newman. I believe same draft class as Keontae Porter. Nice young running back duo in the absence of Austin. Newman, handoff out of shotgun. Gain of 5. As Armstrong comes back in for Caleb Arthur. Albuquerque now inside the red zone. Hadley dropping back under pressure. Strip sacked. Picked up by Pryor. And that could have been ugly. Great tackle by Webb. Reggie Pryor, left tackle out of Texas Tech. Great fumble recovery, and that pass was intended for Tavares Blackstone. Unfortunately for the River Monsters, they'll be stopped to put through the field goal. Ben Clifford, straight through the uprights. 34-yarder is good. Clifford with the kickoff once again. In the final week, or the second to last week of the regular season, Sacramento put in backup quarterback Kevin Cash. We've seen Portland fall apart in the playoffs with their quarterback getting hurt and having John Ragusa pick up the pieces, whether it be Tyler Weber, Ryan Davis, whoever it may be. You know, sometimes the quarterback goes down and the backup just isn't up to par. We learned that rookie Kevin Cash out of Eastern Michigan is very capable of leading this team. So this team not only has studs, they have depth. Jaquan Winters subbing back in for his depth piece, Casey Lashley. And of course they have their 3rd string running back, Roshan Payne, only 23 years old. A lot of depth, a lot of young depth. One of the younger rosters in the league. And they're looking to make their first, you know, kind of counting my chickens before they're hatched here, their first Jugan Bowl appearance, which would be historic for this Sacramento franchise, which has just been turned around from being a poverty franchise to one of the big hitters by owner Vast. Vast has done a fantastic job. He also runs in our Discord server. Feel free to join. Click the link in the description. He runs the Pick'em that we have, which gives user prospects extra points. So if you're a big user prospect sim league guy, that can be your immersion. Vast runs that. He does a fantastic job at it. Flag on the play, but Stokes putting on the wheels. 8-yard gain. Looks like Narcisse was offsides, and they'll accept that. They'll turn down the yards in favor of not losing a down. Schlosser, the man in motion. Winters breaking the first tackle. And instead of 2nd and 2, they'll have a 2nd and 1. And Lashley, initial contact behind the line of scrimmage, and he will be stopped for a loss by Robinson. This all-star, 3 of the 4 men on this defensive line here for Albuquerque are in the all-star game coming up. And you see how they just break through that offensive line, but not in time for Stokes. Stokes getting the first down there. 2 rushes that they counted for 9 yards. The other one got called back by that offsides penalty. Stokes sacked. Brought down for a loss of 4. There's Narcisse. Antoine Narcisse. Great veteran defensive end here. And Leggett will gain back some of that lost yardage here, setting up the 3rd down. Let's see, who on this defensive line didn't make the starting defensive line roster for the All-Star game, might I add. So we have Narcisse, Riddick, and Robinson. Looking at the bench, no one else made it. So it was those 3. Sorry, Lashley with a 2-yard gain. Kind of missing out here. Narcisse, Robinson, Riddick. Oh, Creed Donald, the young guy out of Pittsburgh. He'll have plenty of years to get those All-Star game nominations. Our version of the Pro Bowl. The uniforms, which, by the way, are being commissioned right now, and the field by Mr. Dino, our resident graphics guy. Him and Cole. Sorry, I'm not going to dismiss Cole. He does our thumbnails. But Dino does our assets. And those are going to look great. I encourage you guys to tune into the All-Star game when it happens. Stokes, easy waltz in after that first down by, I believe that was Leggett earlier. Stokes, 2 passing touchdowns and now a rushing touchdown, as this one is becoming not even close to being a contest. I'm hoping in future Axis iterations, Danny will have the CPU/AI substitute out players whenever the game gets out of reach. You know, it's kind of looking like that's where this one's headed. Got a beat up Albuquerque team, though they are a 2 seed. Sacramento is just looking too big to rig, as they say. And that handoff. Gains 7, second handoff, stripped. Sanders recovers, and he's hitting the stanky leg on the field. And they just can't bring him down. I think they're just letting him hit it. They said, go ahead. Teach me how to Dougie. This is hilarious. And he's going to just scoot out of bounds right before we hit the 2-minute warning. Great pickup. Great dance moves by Sanders. That was fantastic. That's an all-time clip right there. Oh, my gosh. And then the sack by Albuquerque. There we go. Isaiah Stokes goes down. Not expected to return with a foot injury. I feel like I called this. But it's okay. They're in good hands, guys. No need to freak out. Kevin Cash. Time to lead this team to victory as Stokes will be nursing a foot injury. Great. Wow. What a series of events. Shamar Sanders doing a little shimmy step as he picks up a fumble recovery to put the team in a position to score, and then Stokes doesn't have the feet that Shamar Sanders does. Speaking of feet, Braun missed it. The all-star kicker couldn't do it from 55. Yikes. Lonnie Reed, 26-yard gain, wide receiver 7 in the all-star game. Talk a lot of all-star. I mean, we're in the playoffs. What do you expect? Hadley, 5 for 7, 1 interception. Not too bad of a performance from Hadley. But he's trying to put it in the double coverage like that. I think that's the second incompletion specifically intended for Tavares Blackstone. So it looks like he's getting some special treatment by the defense, getting covered by their best. Likely Wilkerson or Cornelius or maybe Stanton. Stanton being an all-star. About a minute left. No timeout taken. Not sure what Albuquerque's strategy here is. Hadley to the end zone. Touchdowns! Touchdowns is the strategy. Blackstone finally got open. And that'll put them within 2 scores. Point after is good. Wow. Talk about a strategy. I'm like, what's the strat? Brandon Hadley said, I'll show you a strat. Kevin Cash, first drive of him starting on his own today. Kevin Cash dropping back, looking deep, incomplete. What a bomb. I think that was intended for Malcolm Braxton, if I'm not mistaken. 2nd and 10. Cash pressured, brought down, loss of 6 by Creed Donald. It looks like that is what Albuquerque was saving their timeouts for. 3rd and 16. They want this ball back, and they want to tie this thing up by the time the end of the 3rd quarter comes around. I mean, you get a touchdown here with a 2-point conversion that puts you within 3. McNulty on the punt. Chantrell Haywood. Always love seeing him take returns. One of the best punt returners in the league, in my humble opinion. Hadley dropping back, immediately fires down to the left. Incomplete pass. Intended for Lonnie Reed. 2nd down, dropping back again, looking for Reed again. Gain of 25. I'm not surprised by that timeout call there. Looking at a 4 wide receiver set. Motioning Porter out to be the pseudo 5th wide receiver. Picked off Damari Cornelius. 2nd interception of the day for Brandon Hadley. The first one for Cornelius. And the tides are turning over and over again in this game. Braxton, gain of 20. And they have time. Probably get a little closer and then kick the field goal to go up by 2 whole touchdowns. What an exciting first half already. Cash under pressure. Incomplete. Just got to get a little closer. 1 for 5. Cash onto a cold start right now. Bowman. 4, 3, 2, 1. Timeout. Francis returning from injury right before the field goal try here by Braun. This one more of a chip shot. It is good. And that'll bring us to halftime, sponsored by nobody, but I'm going to take a sip of my Peppermint Dunkin' cold brew here. You'd think I was from Boston, how much I drink Dunkin' Donuts. Goodness. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I really love holiday flavors for coffee. I think they should be served year-round at every coffee place. And no, it's not too late for a coffee. If anybody's like, it's 5 p.m. Okay, listen. It's not too late for a coffee. It's never too late for a coffee. And I'm sure anyone in the comments, you know, y'all probably agree with me, right? You know? Porter. 2nd and 10. Sweep out to the right. A little bit of misdirection. Didn't do much. Gain of 2. Hadley looking to pass to Porter. Gain of 17. Threading the needle there. New set of downs. They move the chains. Alex Schramm getting a handoff. 23-year-old Alex Schramm out of Minnesota. Round 6, pick 134 in Season 4. Love seeing fullbacks get the love. Gain of 9 there for the first down. Reed now 5 catches on 7 targets. We're going to be the hero of this offense. Hadley getting brought down by Myers. No dance moves by Myers. Just a little bit of celebration there. Another handoff to Schramm. Gain of 4. Gaining back some lost yardage. Shocked. Go. Hadley dropping back on 3rd down. Looks for the first. Davenport. Gain of 12. Trevin Davenport, the rookie out of Memphis. Brother to the Tucson quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. No, there's another Davenport. Hold on. Nobody flame me in the comments. I know my stuff, I swear. Keontae Porter. All right, Quentin Davenport is a quarterback. He's the backup on Reno. Sorry, not Tucson. Reno, who's, by the way, their starting quarterback, Mark Jetton, will be the starting quarterback for the GFC All-Stars. Not Graham Hall. Argue with the wall. Graham Hall had a historic season with passing yards, but wait till you see Mark Jetton play if you haven't seen any Reno games. I don't think Quentin Davenport's going to be getting the starting job anytime soon. Second and 12, Hadley. Down the middle, that was risky. Newman's not one to be a receiver, and he was locked down. They were on him like wrapping paper on presents. To the end zone! Blackstone, touchdown! Tavares Blackstone really pulling through for this Albuquerque offense. His second touchdown of the day, 2 of 2. And they are now within 1 touchdown. Tavares Blackstone has had quite the career, 32 years old. He started on Vancouver way back in Season 1. He has been a player in this league the entire time. He was on Vancouver in Season 1, made his way to Iowa in Season 3. In Season 5, maybe, or 4 off-season, made his way to Virginia Beach, and then Virginia Beach traded him to Albuquerque this season, and since he's been traded there, it's been like how Cam Riddle is. Riddle had a journey before he made his way to Baton Rouge by the hands of Virginia Beach. 2 receivers in this playoffs. I'm not commentating that game, so I got to get this piece in now. That I think have a very similar experience going from teams that have fallen from their former glory, going to, potentially an unknown team or like a mid team in the middle of all that, and then winding up in a place where they're the hero. Speaking of a hero, Kevin Cash trying to be the hero for Sacramento, barely putting that ball where it needed to be for Jaquan Winters. That was an impressive dot there. Barely evading the hands of the defender before winding up in the arms of Winters, who gets us the first down. Trying to stay on top here, keep this drive alive, extend it a little further, run the clock out as much as you can. Cash down the middle to Lashley. Little curl route in the middle of the field. And they brought the house towards Cash. And they could not cash out. Winters, another first down. Marlon Gardner subbing out for Tony Gibbs on the defensive side. Every linebacker needs a breather as long as you're not Devondre Campbell giving up on your team. Shout out to you Niners fans. And Gardner comes back in, so don't you worry. 2nd and 5 for the Express. Handoff once again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Lashley, first down. And that will likely be the last play of the third quarter. I don't see a reason why they need to hike it, and they won't. Fourth quarter, Sacramento still on top, 24-17. Albuquerque trying to keep their head in the game. And, fighting an uphill battle. Cash out to the left, completely uncovered Malcolm Braxton. And it was a flag on Dickerson, which they will naturally decline. Cash shaping up after starting out, 1 for 5? Now 7 for 12. He's completed every pass since then. What a good job. I'm knocking on wood, Vast. Don't you worry. Cash to the end zone. Touchdown, Braxton! That was sure to be a pick. That looked like an interception, but Braxton gets the touchdown. 2 touchdowns. Braxton, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a crazy day for Malcolm Braxton with a crazy pass from Kevin Cash. Holy smokes. Speaking of crazy, I'm looking at this Albuquerque team. Most of their team is draft picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 that they drafted. And this is including the practice squad. 5 undrafted pickups and 2 that were drafted by somebody else and then traded to them. But I mean, that's not really as impressive. But about 30 of their, give or take 69, that's half their squad. All picked by Albuquerque, and the other ones look like they were by default on Albuquerque in the inaugural season. Talk about a homegrown team just managed all the way up. I mean, they've seen plenty of owners, and they've stuck to the game plan. Rome here in New Mexico. Back to the game. Albuquerque, 2 consecutive first downs, if I'm not mistaken. The first one on a 3rd down conversion, and this one was just an impressive push. Less so impressive. Newman stopped in the backfield by Braylon Myers. I thought it was going to be Shamar Sanders, and I was going to make another joke about his dancing. Unfortunately. Dancing on the logo like Juju Smith-Schuster. No way, another fumble recovery. It's not Sanders this time, it's Armstrong, and he's not going to waste time dancing. He'll scoop and score. Touchdown, Sacramento. And what was looking to be a nail-biter, only up by a touchdown, they've really quickly increased their lead in the past 2.5 minutes to a 3-touchdown lead, leaving Albuquerque in the New Mexico dust that they came in. And I mean, wow. For having such a great defensive line, it looks like Albuquerque needs to build up their offensive line. I mean, pointers for next season, this kind of tells you what your draft plan should be heading into next season is, you got some good studs behind B.J. Austin, maybe get another young tight end. Nadeau's old, Waylon's old. You got some great receivers. Just build up that offensive line. Maybe get a better pass coverage, back there. You got Chantrell Haywood, great. He's great. Aaron Dickerson, fantastic. Everyone else, could use a little bit more TLC. Newman, sweep out to the left, only gains 1. And they're going to punt. I mean, I'd go for it. I get trusting your defense, but okay. Alex Lohman. Punting it all the way to the 30 is Armstrong. Gains 2. The ball is back in the hands of young sensation Kevin Cash. And Winters just weaving in and out of defenders. A lot of blockers in front of him. Parrish comes back in the game for Sacramento, even though he is on the sidelines. Nice announcement, though, from the coaching staff. Glad to see that Vass has everything under control on the sidelines. Gain of 16, followed by a gain of 5. Jaquan Winters 20 yards plus on the past 2 plays, and Lashley comes in to relieve him. What will Lashley do? He'll hurdle a man is what he'll do. Gain of 7. First down, move the sticks. And they are burning all the clock they can. Draining the life out of this game. Much like the Albuquerque River Monsters fans right now. Huge bomb. Successfully defended by Chantrell Haywood. Great job there. Great job, Chantrell. Coffee break. Gain of 1. Jaquan Winters. Putting them in a 3rd and 9 situation, but I imagine they'll just run it again. They won't. Cash risking it for the biscuit. Will it be another 41-point game? If I'm not mistaken, that was what they ended with against Minnesota. Oh my gosh, I jinxed it. Doink. No good. Braun. You got to shape up before the GFC All-Star game. Yup, it was 41-9 last week. And it's not going to be quite the same. Albuquerque had 34 points last week against Iowa. Will they be able to do that? Probably not. I'm thinking 24 is the ceiling, maybe 31. Sacramento 41-9, so they can't necessarily hold their opponent. You know, every game's a new game. Wilkerson, no! Okay, he'll be back in. He'll be back in. Hadley has a very Brandon Hadley stat line today. Very Kirk Cousins of him. Davenport, gain of 16. Moving the chains. Taking their time. There we go. Hadley looking deep into quintuple coverage. What is that? I mean, desperation throws. I mean, that's the thing when you're down. You know, you have to lead a comeback drive, which means you pretty much have to throw. And you really got to catch those if you're Tavares Blackstone. But, you know, you put these guys in a pickle. And if you're like a fantasy player, like a fantasy football player, let's just say you had Keontae Porter heading into today. You're like, I picked him up because B.J. Austin's hurt. And, you know, he should have a killer game today because this team runs a lot. They do, but they're down by 21. So, you know, they're not running it. They're not going to be. I doubt Lonnie Reed's the only one with over 100 receiving yards. Him and Blackstone today. The Reed-Blackstone show. No Cunningham today. You seem Davenport, you know. No Cunningham. Another incompletion for a young quarterback. Gonna bring himself down to a 50% completion rate. This game's all but over. If you tune out now, I wouldn't blame you. Especially because it looks like the drive's over. Let's see. So, like I said, coming up next, we have... Oh, no, that's tomorrow. Okay, so there's a JFC matchup later today. A third touchdown by Blackstone. Okay. 3 touchdowns by Tavares Blackstone. Career game for him. His last game of the season. But, sorry, last week in the wildcard round, it was GFC all one day and then JFC all the next day. So, up next is Columbus at Portland. And then tomorrow is Tucson at Virginia Beach at 4. And Baton Rouge at San Antonio at 7. The reigning champions at home against their divisional opponent. You know, I'm not saying that I just feel like it's a David versus Goliath situation with any team that faces San Antonio, but especially with Baton Rouge, the way they've been battered around this season by San Antonio. I mean, in week 12, 23-10. In week, 6, 40-6. So, you know, yeah. Luke Johnson's a great quarterback, but it's not favorable for Baton Rouge tomorrow. That game after this one, Columbus and Portland, that might be who goes to the championship. I mean, both of those teams have a great shot at being San Antonio. So Sacramento will face the winner of the Tucson Virginia Beach matchup, again happening tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Both GFC matchups are early, both JFC matchups are late. But that will be all for this game. And there you have it. Player of the game, it puts Malcolm Braxton. I was going to say, the quarterback situation was a little, flippy-floppy. Isaiah Stokes out with a foot injury. Samuel Collins out with a knee injury. No injuries on the Albuquerque side. They just couldn't cut it. There's the final stats. Let's go player stats. Stokes and Cash. Wow, 100% from Stokes. What a shame he had to exit early. Goodness. And he can run. I'm glazing him right now. Great all-around performance from the receiving crew. Obviously, Braxton, one of these things is not like the other. Interception for Wilkerson. Interception for Cornelius. Forced fumbles by Kingston, Myers, and Lamb. Recoveries by Shamar Sanders and Josh Armstrong. Sanders hitting us with that, you know, boogie-woogie nights. And Armstrong giving us the touchdown. Got a couple sacks. Braylon Myers, Jimmy Lamb, TFLs again. Just dominant defensive performance as well as offense. Now this is where the weakness starts to come in. One of the best kickers all season. He's missing 2 today. You know, light wind today heading into this game. Just couldn't do it. Hadley, decent performance. Again, playing from behind. Not really positive. That needs looked at. Schramm did better than Newman. Just, you know, again, just because of the defensive performance. Blackstone, 3 touchdowns. Only 82 yards to show for it. 2 drops, too. I mean, yeah. Highs and lows. He's like the Jameis Winston of wide receivers, I guess. Newman, 0 catches on 1 target, bro. What is with Deontay Newman? Sacks from Darrell Robinson, Creed Donald, Antoine Narcisse. No interceptions. TFLs look similar, although Bolden's thrown in the mix. Got some defended passes here. No forced fumbles. No turnovers whatsoever. Really clean game on Sacramento's part. Of course, look at the game stats. Quarter by quarter, just Sacramento started to fall off in the 3rd quarter. Albuquerque really consistent throughout the game, but not as explosive as Sacramento. Which we kind of got a hint of how today was going to be with that 3rd down and, what was it, 10 play on the first drive from Sacramento. But wow, really equal play distribution. Albuquerque needing to pass more because they were down. They got roughly the same amount of total yards, but it's how they came about. You know, big plays for touchdowns. You know, he had no turnovers. 4 turnovers from Albuquerque. And I honestly, I put that more on Sacramento forcing those than Albuquerque giving those up. Great job. Big win for Sacramento. Great season by Albuquerque, you know, being the 2 seed and exiting here in the divisional round. Sacramento heading to the conference championship for, I believe, the first time in team history. Congratulations, Sacramento. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Reed Option here, lending my voice to you rarely, running my services to you often. And here at the NAGA, as always, we will see you next time.